opportunity to thank you guys for.
Oh, well, thank you. I was so certain. You know, it's raining. It's we came from Orange County. Rain, stop. Rain, stop. Okay, Rosalie's got to get in this.
Rosalie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. That'd be perfect. Oh, we should let's get closer to the house, you guys.
Maybe in front.
I'm gonna put my key right there. Okay, guys, come on up.
I'll let you get in with all the agents.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is wonderful. It's a beautiful day. Gorgeous. These are lovely. Pretty? There we go.
That's great, right there.
What, they're only 2 years apart?
No, 15 months. I think God had a plan.
Did the same thing. We keep up the area, keep it nice, and the flag's nice, and that's what's so awesome. Keeping it as it should be.
Yes.
Can I ask you a tough question?
No, yes,
Do you feel that some sort of closure, or do you still feel like there's so many open issues that still?
You know, I think, well, I can explain from when it happened. I'm going to go back to when it happened. I was very angry
Okay.
that, you know, someone who loved what he did and did everything. I remember Robert would ask me to pack him a bag. He got a gift certificate as a gift at the uniform place, and instead of buying himself something, he chose for me to make him a medical bag. I'm a nurse, and I'd worked in the ER, so we would get a lot of illegal patients there. But he'd always tell me, honey, don't trust them. You know, you have to be careful. They've committed a lot of crimes. So he knew the danger, but he still had a heart that if someday something happened to them, that he'd be able to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that even though he believed in like protecting and guarding, he also had a heart to help. So I think that was the hardest thing, is like, why someone who loved what he did and still had a good heart, like why would they have killed him? He would have helped them someday if something happened to them. So I went from being so angry and questioning, but I think the support just kept me focused. People like you guys that didn't know Robert were just coming from everywhere, supporting the Border Patrol, supporting us is what gave me strength. I was like, these people don't even know us, and they care to honor, you know, his life, and care to send us a card. And the Border Patrol, you know, they always said, like, we're family and we're not going to leave your side. They've actually been men of their word. I think if I didn't have that support, not that they needed to or you guys need to, but I think it's helped me focus that, yeah, there's evil people, and what happened destroyed the dream I had, but look at the goodness in people's hearts. I think Robert would just be so grateful that he sacrificed his life, but you guys sacrificed your time to show us love and to continue to support the Border Patrol that continues to come out here. So there are times the human in me is very angry when I have to deal with my son. We just moved to San Diego. I started a Bible college, and I'm sacrificing my career, making extra money. I was a nurse for a long time, and I love my career so much. So I'm sacrificing my own career to raise my kids alone. So that brings up a lot of anger. But I also, when my kids are embarrassed that they're to tell other kids that their daddy is dead. I was just telling Ross that we just went to a new school, so I hadn't had to fill out, you know, who, father, name, and I thought, oh, everywhere I have to put deceased. So it brought up a lot of like, oh, this is not the life that they deserve and that I deserve. But then, so that brings up a lot of anger, like, God, like, this is just not fair. Matthew tells the kids, some of the kids, that Daddy's still at home. Where's your dad? And he's like, he's at work, because he's embarrassed that he doesn't have a dad. And I just tell him, Matthew, if your daddy was alive, he would be at school every time that he
Does he know he's a hero?
Yes, I
Well,
was going to say that. You
I-
have to embed that into his...
Hey, your dad's a hero, kid.
I have told him so many times, but he's been, like, they've coached him. They have always, like, for their birthdays, it's always, let's surround them. They're like, they really have become our family, even before he passed, but like Kayla, for picture day, wore the dress Campo. It was a patriotic dress. I'll have to send you guys a picture. It was a patriotic. She wanted to wear the dress Daddy's friends got her for her school year. So that dress we'll never forget. So yes, to be really, really honest, there's times that I question, was his sacrifice for this country worth me living without the man that I wanted to live the rest of my life? Is it worth my son not having his father for the rest of his life? But I always try to focus on the good, like today. Like you guys, like you don't have to be here, but you're here to support the Border Patrol.
When I see this, I know I haven't done enough.
Well,
explain how you have been involved, which I think is extraordinary, to go from such horrible tragedy and adversity to all the incredible things that you've done with the Border Patrol Auxiliary, the foundation, the scholarship funds in the different sports and everything that you've been doing through, El Centro. Please explain that, because it's amazing to me that you have been able to pull yourself up from pain and tragedy to do these incredible things. So if you'd explain that, that'd be awesome.
well, like I said again, I think we had a lot of faith before he was killed. So then it made me question my faith in the beginning, but then it was like you guys coming alongside and supporting the Border Patrol and the sacrifice that my husband made. So from there I drew like, okay, God, if you're placing these people in my life to continue, like, the Border Patrol supported me so much. It was my way of showing, like, guys, I support you. Like, I understand that you continue to every night courageously go out in the dark like my husband did. Like, how can I not, like, knowing that they're still alive, but they risked that chance of also being killed. And after Robert, it was other agents that were killed. So it's not like it was just my husband, it's continuous. So I thought, I know the big sacrifice my kids and I are paying. So, like, I wanted to help other widows because I knew the pain. Like, it's not easy. And so I did that as a way. But everything that I did was with their help. In El Centro, it was all of them. There's no way I could have ever done it by myself. Like, they were the ones that just set up these tournaments. So I would just show up and help them, but it really was all of them helping me honor my husband. And all of the guys, like, they would have shirts made with my husband's number. And I just thought, God, that is, even though I lost him, but look how these guys are honoring their fallen brother. So it's just that, I just seen the love that they had for their agent and seeing that they cared enough to think about my children. They always gave us stuff honoring my husband. We came for 2 years straight. We never missed a 23rd because I wanted my kids to know the site. I didn't want them to come and cry. I just wanted them to thank God that the men were caught. And I think that's another place where I draw strength, is knowing that justice was served. Not the way I wanted it. The human in me thought justice should have been, if my husband is going to be gone for the rest of my life, those men deserve to not have life. That's the human way I thought, but my faith led me to believe that it wasn't really about them anymore. It was that they didn't get away with what they did. They cowardly came to the U.S. denying that they had killed him. They said, oh, they pled not guilty until there was so much proof they couldn't get away without saying they weren't guilty. So I think the FBI and the whole case, I couldn't be more grateful for the case, the way they handled it. And I know people question, like, oh, were they really the guys? There was tons of evidence that you guys, no one was able to see but myself. I got to see the pictures of my husband being murdered in this site, how they left him. And I didn't get to see those pictures until this year. And it just grew my heart to support these men even more. honestly, after 5 years, I love them to death. But seeing my husband thrown on the ground, shot with blood all over, is something that I just think like no agent, no human being for protecting his country should have to have suffered what he did. And so I just see him in, the thought still clearly, of him laying there. I just think of them in uniform. God forbid that ever happened. So he was definitely tragically murdered. And unfortunately, these guys continue to work this area. So my heart and my love for them only grew more, knowing that they every night courageously come out in the dark and during the day, and they face these really mean people. So I think till the day God calls me home, I will always support them.
That's beautiful.
What a lady.
Well,
Yes.
no, it's totally God. But I think it's not just about me. Like, I see the kids, the love. Just recently, they had something about dads at school. And Kayla, he was their coach. He actually asked to coach both my kids. And I thought my husband would be so happy knowing that his own friend in Border Patrol. So something just happened like a month ago. I was going to text him and I didn't. And the kids, I said, if Papa was alive, he would be here. Then she said, it's okay, Mommy, we have all of the Border Patrols. So it's just that love that I've not instilled on their own. They see that they don't have Daddy, but they have all of them. So it's not me. It's like they love these guys.
And Ron had done the 50-mile border patrol, or border run, to raise money for, you and the family. And I think what they did is they assembled at the Acorn Casino parking lot, and then we got, we bought our tickets and so on. And so I had just recently then had a car accident. Well, it was a couple years later before. By the way, an illegal alien did this to me. So this didn't get me started, but it made me much more vigilant to stand up against illegal immigration. The guy had a 30-foot truck cut right in front of me. So, but you're the inspiration because of what you do. But I remember when Ron, they got together and he and his wife were really supportive, and they started that run. And and when you came and we did the refit, put it up, and Ron, you had a whole huge entourage there, probably a lot of Ron's friends too, and your family. And that was so incredible.
They did that for 4 years until Ron is very sick even now. And I just think the strength these people do to support to show the agents, and I think it really helps the agents to know that there's people that care. That there's a lot of people that talk about, but they don't know until they come out to the border and see where they work. Like, to be honest, Robert, before he was just excited, so he would drive me around, but never out here. Not until he was killed. I remember at Border Patrol driving me and crying, thinking, oh my God, this is where he worked? He explained to me, but I never pictured him working in shrubs and
Right.
And it's just...
Well, even if you had a picture, it's not the same as being here.
Yes, you're right. And I think it's good that
It's like 2
people
o'clock in the morning.
like you guys bring that awareness to the wives back home. To the wives that unfortunately are working every day or are taking care of kids that can't come out here to see the work their husbands do. But it's people like you guys that bring awareness that there's evil people that come across and don't care about other people's lives. They just care about themselves and, making money. So thank you guys for being such patriotic citizens who care about our country.
And Rosalie, we're here because we're inspired by you. And the Border Patrol too, for everything that they do, and we support them, because of who they are, and they gave up other, higher paying jobs to do this because they knew the border needed to be secure too.
He got to experience other agencies, but I think this is where he had finally, he took a big pay cut to come from the prison here. So I knew he did it for the right reasons, not for the financial reasons. But when he got it, he was so happy. He played ball with these guys, and he just said, honey, it's like family. when he passed, I finally understood what he meant about law enforcement, what he meant, and why he was so happy to choose that career. So, yes, it's, yeah, definitely, they have been amazing, and people like you guys just continue. And 5 years later, who does this? Still continues to come out and to remember. That's amazing. That, you know, they say, it's sometimes it's the legacy that we leave behind, and it's like people like you guys. Like, look how nice. Like, I won't forget. The kids won't forget, and they won't forget. The people like you guys came out here, you know, to be kind, to show kindness and love.
Oh,
Thank you.
we're very touched. I know it isn't just me. You know, well worth the drive, the rain, and the bumpy road.
Washboard broke.